My bad. I always forget to switch the mic every time. Okay, that's good. Hello, Angel. Man, why does it keep giving me defense? So what, I have an E1 Hyacine now? Today was the 9/11 of HSR. Eh, I really don't think it's that big of a deal unless you're like an Aglaya haver with Eidolons. I don't think it actually affects a Noxol that much. And it may affect Kafka tutorial a bit. I don't know. I think people are kind of overreacting in my opinion. It sucks for sure. It's just like a nerf on that, but yes, I have a Galea. Well, that sucks. I paused my mommy ASMR for you. You better be happy. What?
Danger approaches. Return to dust. May death protect us.
Wait, was that because of E1 Hyacine? I think I just got an extra breath or two. Let me see what E1 Hyacine does. I don't remember. Two. I don't fucking know. It says after using an attack. I don't think that was E1 Hyacine. Unless each breath counts as an attack, actually. Maybe. Nah, Hyacine does more than just give extra HP, I think. Because it says after an attack, if every single, like, 25% breath counts as an attack, then she would get HP back. But I'm not sure if that's how it works, though. Also, that E1 should be way stronger with March in a Cassie team. I didn't even think about that. Because, like, March attacks way more than RMC does, so she'd trigger Hyacine's E1 healing, too. Holy fuck, man. The shilling between these teams is disgusting. Could be a blessing? Yeah, maybe. I have E2 Feint on, but I'm thinking of skipping Ceredra for March and Casterus. Am I dumb? Uh, in my opinion, yes. But then again, E2 Feint on doesn't need Ceredra at all. So, you know what I'm saying? If it's gonna make you enjoy the game a lot more, getting like the Cassie team, then sure. The only reason I call pulling the Cassie team stupid is because I think like people need to realize if you don't have Hyacine, that Cassie team is not gonna feel that good. Yeah. Do you see any reason why nobody sheets Prolova, Augusta, just with SK? Cause crit rate problem, probably. Also, can only buff the incoming character, while SK can buff everyone at the same time with her field. So it just makes way more sense to use SK in duo DPS comps instead of Um, really isn't that good of a buffer, guys. Like, if your name isn't Augusta, it's like kind of cheeks. And like any duo DPS would just prefer SK.
Emerge from your cocoon. Enjoying yourself?
Augusta weapon or Uh,
Danger approaches.
probably Augusta weapon.
Return to dust. May death protect us.
Augusta weapon is like a 40% increase, so
Guide the rainbow bridge. As you wish. Embrace a new life. Darkness with me.
Evernight being more leash to Hyacine, Lycone, and Dawn Hung removing synergy. I think them nerfing March's Memoria stacks is probably because Cyrene might have an HP burn mechanic. That's my most likely guess. There was a leak apparently of someone who said that Cyrene would have HP burn mechanic. So if that ends up being true, then it would even out in a March team so long as you had Cyrene. It's probably going to be like that. So basically, all these March changes are just to make her want Cyrene more. Not specifically Hyacine, probably. So now, whether you play main DPS March or you play Cassie, you're going to have a reason to pull Cyrene as she makes Memoria stacking much better. Because here's the thing you guys need to realize, like, March, I know it's E2, but March was already hitting the cap on her Memoria. So, like, if also Cyrene had an HP burn mechanic, then, like, it's possible for March to probably go over 100 Memoria and just fucking nuke the bosses and do as much damage as Cassie. Which I don't think they want to do, because, like, then, it would probably make her E2 stronger than Phaenon's. For those who don't know what the E2 does, by the way, it just makes her Darkest Riddle state last twice as long, and it increases her Memoria stacking by double. For me personally, though, it still may end up being more worth it for still may end up being more worth it for me to get Cyrene than March. I have to wait for that Cyrene beta. Because I'm stuck with Ruan May. Like, Tribby is already an upgrade over, like, Ruan May. But, like, now I'm going to be, like, 2 tiers under. So I actually have to pay attention to Cyrene first. I might do what I said before, which is, get E0 as 0 of both, and then just get the E1s on rerun. Just so I can get a taste. Oh. Easiest solution is that her skill drains HP to heal her Memo Sprite like RMC heals Mem. I mean, maybe. I truly don't know what direction they want to go with Cyrene, to be honest. Like, I've genuinely never been more clueless in my life as to what exactly a character is, like, going to do.
Sound lingers. Final week.
Is V3 such a bomb to the HSR community? I don't even think it's that bad, to be honest. I don't know. I have to see like some main DPS March showcases to tell if they like actually butchered her that bad. But if it's really just like the Don Hung shit that's kind of annoying, I don't think it's actually that bad. To be honest, the second I saw Noxa and the dragon like implanting all weaknesses for Noxa, I thought that was too broken, but I didn't really say anything. Especially like Eggy, Eidolon, like combinations with Don Hung and shit. In my head, I was like, there's no way this shit makes it to live, right? But I didn't say anything about it because I saw everybody was happy. But I had a feeling already. Like this looks a little unintended. I'm not gonna lie.
All will be swept away by the wind. Return to dust.
It's a fun mechanic, something unique for a sustain. Yeah, but it was like broken is the point, right? Like, that's the thing. Like Don Hung was starting to reach better than sustainless levels for a lot of characters in the game. And I don't think like they're kind of fine doing that for Hyacine because she's literally with an HP scaler who wants like sustain in her kit. But a general sustain that can work with like almost anyone also being able to bridge the gap is probably a different story to them in all honesty. Community likes to hope too much, just like with the Cypher situation. The Cypher situation wasn't even hoping too much. I always tell people this. E0 S0 Cypher in what I think was like V4. Yeah, it was V4 when she was buffed and V5 when she was nerfed. In her V4, she was almost the exact same as V2 and V3. People seem to like forget this. The only reason V4 Cypher was glazed to the high heavens was because of her E1. Okay, her E1 gave her a 220% attack buff plus the true damage increase on ult, right? So they then nerfed this down to 80%, and basically E1 Cypher was once a main DPS, and then she got nerfed because of the E1, could no longer be a good main DPS. Like Cypher situation wasn't that crazy. It's I'd actually or say like Cypher's V4 is basically like March E1 levels of broken. Like that's what people were talking about. She just had such a broken ass E1 that it made her do like as much damage as Fei Xiao in like sub DPS. Time to cope on V4? I mean, I don't even know what people are coping about. I don't think there's anything to cope for.
Return to dust. All will be swept away by the wind.
Especially if Don Hung ends up being free. I gotta be honest, I'm glad they increased the res pen a bit. Don Hung should be closer to being better than Bronya now for Phanon. And like compared to Sustainless versus Sustain at E1. If he isn't free, it'll be a different story, but he should still be free, so.
Darkness with me. All will be swept away by the wind. Existence is unity. Return to dust. Darkness with me.
Alright, let me see how good Don Hung's shields still are. That's all I want to see real quick. Because I saw some people complaining about his sustain getting nerfed. As if it was the end of the world, so.
All will be swept away by the
Here we
wind.
go.
Return to dust.
Yeah, I'm not taking people seriously, bro. Yeah, they literally have max shield on all of their health, yeah. Sustain nerfs did fucking nothing, man. I don't know why people thought the sustain nerfs would actually mean anything. Full health and fucking shield.
Existence is unity. Darkness with me.
That was an incredibly early leak that we'd get a character who gives ER gen. Or like regens ultimates is what it said.
Eternal. Return to dust. Indicate. Darkness with me.
They weren't full in showcases I looked at. I just saw one where both Saridra and Don Hung had max shield. Phanon was at half, and Sunday was at more than half. But that's probably because Phanon just got attacked a bajillion times, and it still had that much shield. Then he ulted, and then Phanon got his shield back. His sustain is completely fine.
Existence is unity. All will be swept away by the wind. Return to dust.
Can E2 Phanon survive till 4.x? I mean, what do you people consider survive? I'm gonna be completely real with you, and E2 Phanon is gonna clear the entirety of version 4's endgame content without issues. If like anyone even semi knows how to play him.
Eternal. Darkness with me. Return to dust.
When E2 Phanon stops zero cycling, the game's fully gone, and that's not gonna be for a long fucking time, my friend. E0 Acheron and Fei Shao are still getting low cost zero cycles. I don't know why people think all of a sudden Phanon-able characters, especially at E2, isn't gonna be able to do it.
Swept away by the wind.
You can directly translate endgame difficulty
Me.
to how much Phanon's E2 increases his performance and see what would be required to not make him zero cycle. Which means, like, E0 S1 Phanon full premium team, I believe, can dish out apparently like 13, 14 million damage single target. So, this means that, what's it called? E2 Phanon can probably deal 30 million, somewhere around there.
Eternal.
And that's in a zero cycle. So, at least clearing content, he's gonna be completely fine for a long time.
Return to dust.
Yeah, I think I saw a 6 cost E2 dill clear yesterday. Oh wait, no, I didn't. That's a lie.
With me.
I think I got recommended Pokey's video and it was like 13 cost. So it wasn't really all that impressive. But I do think dill can get cheaper though. Let me see. Svarog. Yeah, Dill can get an 8 cost 0 cycle against Svarog. It's E2 Dill with E1 Robin, E1 Tribby, and RMC. Keep in mind, Dill can't even take advantage of the buff at all.
Swept away by the
Because
wind.
he isn't a skill damage dealer. His like damage counts as basic attack. So the buff does nothing for bro.
Return to dust.
Man, I hate farming planars.
Eternal.
Firefly isn't cycling zero cycling at E0 anymore. I mean, I don't think anybody should be surprised by that.
Darkness with me. Return to dust.
People always like to compare Cassie Shilling to Firefly
Swept away
Shilling.
by the wind.
when they aren't the same at all. I hate it. People are like, oh my god, like Cassie Shilling is just like Firefly Shilling. It's not actually Acheron Shilling. It's like, brother, Acheron got Aventurine, then Jiaoqiu, then Cypher, then Buff Silverwolf, then Hyacine S1, which can apply a debuff every time the fucking thing moves. Like, Acheron has received a bajillion teammate upgrades, while Firefly has received a grand total of 0 teammate upgrades. She got Fugue, and that's it. And Fugue benefits the other break DPSs more than she benefits Firefly. Like, I hate it when people call it Firefly, man. It is nothing like Firefly. Firefly is way more of a Phanon situation. Her own vertical investment is like just better. Ling Sha. Ling Sha. Not really. I'm gonna be honest. Once again, Ling Sha is someone that can be used by the other characters too. And Ling Cha's value was only really like crazy in pure fiction. I wouldn't go as far as to say Ling Sha. Ling Sha was kind of like equally valuable to everyone. Like, I want to give you guys an example, right? If Hyacine could benefit every single HP scaler, including my day, as much, if not more, than what Hyacine does for Cassie, would anyone call that Cassie Shilling? No. Right. Nobody would call that Cassie Shilling. No one would say Hyacine is made for Cassie. They say Hyacine is made for the archetype. For some reason, Firefly is the only one that gets this treatment. Where, like, the teammates for Break that don't even, help her all that much are for some reason considered the same as, like, the perfect synergy Cassie is getting. It really isn't the same at all. Everybody can be used by other characters, yeah, but it's not the same level. No one can compare to taking advantage of Hyacine's kit to Cassie. Like, no one in the game comes close. You can't even make the argument for March, because March is Hyacine's light cone, not exactly what she provides at E0 So, it just isn't the same, man. It isn't the same. I black screen for a bit, going on another account. Mm, 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 mm. March. March E1 didn't get nerfed? Nah, I guess they actually want that to make it alive. I'm surprised that didn't get touched. They changed almost all of Don Hung's Eidolons, but they didn't change any of March's. Cypher needs S1 for Akron and Aventurine needed some work too. It's similar though. Cypher doesn't need S1. Guys, what are we talking about? Who said Cypher needs S1? All of Acheron's lowest cost zero cycles are twice as cheap with Cypher compared to using Jiaoqiu, even if Cypher doesn't have her light cone. What are we talking about? Like, I can go to the leaderboards right now. Jiaoqiu needs double the cost. Cypher is an insane upgrade for Acheron. It's disgusting. Alright, Forbes, take care. Like, Acheron got a best in slot sustain on the same patch she dropped. Then she got Jiaoqiu. Then she ends up getting, what's it called? She ends up getting Cypher. Then she gets buff Silverwolf too. And now, by the way, Heislands can replace Jiaoqiu too. Like, I can keep going on and on, man. She has gotten so many fucking upgrades to her team within like a year's time that isn't comparable to like any other version 2 DPS. Firefly hasn't gone anywhere near this many team upgrades. You blocked my account on your channel for saying stop defending Step Leaker. Well, yeah, because you're just being a retard. What do you want me to do? Of course I'm going to block you if you're being a retard. If I find out that someone has a near perfect track record in their leaks, and I have people crying in my comments because they care too much about a Prolova leak from actual in-game leaks, I'm going to fucking ban you if you don't shut the fuck up. What is hard to understand about that? How many warnings do I have to get? I remember you. I gave so many fucking warnings. And you just keep following me in every post. I'm gonna fucking block you. Like, use your brain, please. Like, I'll never understand what people get out of hate watching me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally just posted the polls. Okay, I was wrong. I don't even remember saying that the next patch wouldn't get more than 100 polls. I literally don't remember this. All I remember saying is that WuWa is being more stingy with its polls in this version compared to before. That's it. And they're getting slightly more predatory. I can't fucking predict how many pulls a patch is gonna have. The fuck? Like, oh my god, a human being can be wrong about something. Like, what's so hard to understand? Hate watch when I said stop defending him? I wasn't defending him though. All I did was drop facts. All I said in that video was these people are crying over a real leak because they don't like the way he leaked it, and he has a near perfect leak track record. And you took that as me defending him because you're such a pussy that you can't handle hearing the truth. You need to give someone a fake label to feel better about yourself. Like, that is just pathetic. What do you want me to say? You're making out someone to be something they aren't because you just hate them that much. That is childish. I don't care if people disagree with Step Leaker. Get that through your head. I don't give a fuck about what you think if the guy is a reliable leaker. Oh my god, no. He uploaded a Prolova leak, no, and he rage baited the I don't give a shit. You're a baby. If his leaks are reliable, I'm going to cover his fucking leaks. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Why are you blocking over small things? Why are you on a ult account crying on my live stream weeks later? I don't know either. Why do you care this much about me blocking you for the most obvious reason of you trying to push something because you simply hate a leaker? That has nothing to fucking do with me. Like, do something better with your life, bro. I obviously blocked you because you're just being annoying and dense for no reason and toxic, negative, under multiple posts. I can see your guys' entire comment history if I just click on your username. These aren't one-time things that I ban people for. I can see your comment history. Okay? Don't try me, man. And you see, now you're making up bullshit. You were pushing the agenda that WuWa won't get more polls until 3.0, complaining about 2.4 polls. I didn't even say this. What what are you talking about? I didn't say this. I never said this. Like, I don't have a single video out there where I say, oh, now every single patch leading up to 3.0 is going to have absolutely shit polls. No, I said it was going to have average polls. That's it. WuWa's average poll count is 108. If it weren't for the extra surprise 20 polls during this Augusta patch, it would be 100 something polls, 110 polls, which is the average. Wow. Can you believe that? My fucking god, man. Also, the Prolova patch was what? 78 limited pulls? The average pulls per patch is 105. We got 75 in the Prolova patch, which is 30 lower than the normal average pulls per patch, which already, by the way, makes up for the extra pulls we got during the anniversary and the Septimon patch. Oh my god. Prolova patch had one new limited. It's the lowest pull count for a patch WuWa has ever had. Like, holy fucking cope. Using your logic, WuWa giving us more pulls, extra pulls on the next patch doesn't matter because there's a triple rerun banner. And 20 of the limited pulls are locked to the second phase when the triple rerun banner is gone. Oh, who cares about the extra pulls, right? Look at the banners, right? It doesn't matter. Like, this is literally turning your own logic on yourself. Augusta and Yuno are best in slots for each other on the exact same fucking patch. Fucking Kurobots, man. I'm just gonna ban you, bro. I'm just gonna ban you. Holy fucking annoying. I don't got the energy for dumbasses like this. Wait, why am I... Oh, for Gallagher.
We can do it.
You guys see what I mean, though? Like, holy fucking crybabies, man. I hate people like this in the gacha space. You see how he made up a lie, and when I disproved him, he instantly moved on to going to some other bullshit to blame me for? Like, no life at all. No life. People like this are just completely fucking miserable.
This is being in sync.
Maybe he's a Saint fan. At some point, I need to not blame Saint for everything and realize that some people are just retarded, man. Like, at some point, it just isn't someone else's fault.
I choose you. Trust me. We can do anything.
Just a ranged WuWa player. It's just like, you see that every point he made got instantly debunked? And when he tried to use like some bullshit argument, it instantly gets debunked by me 2 seconds in. Like, people don't think when they talk on here, man. They just make no sense.
This is being in We can do it. We can do anything.
This guy went on another account. Get a job.
I will make hate accounts on you now. Debunked how?
Get a job, bro. There are better things to do in your life. I promise you. uh. This has to be like a 13-year-old at least. There's no way this can be a grown man. Ugh. Your job is playing HSR and Shilling Hoyo, cultivating WuWa hate community. I just want to see my recent uploads. The gotcha honeymoon phase, where I talk about how shit HSR has gotten and the flaws in WuWa. I'm tired. Plain art farming is miserable in HSR. I'm tired of anniversary characters. Saridra is bait and dog shit. The casters team is an IQ test. I have more videos shitting on HSR than I do WuWa in probably like the last month. Like, this is what I mean, bro. Oh my fucking god. Fucking selective comprehension. Selective comprehension.
Be grateful for all this clamor. That is the sound of thoughts clashing.
You're talking about frustrations with the meta and kits instead of hating for random reasons. Can you name the random reasons? Before I ban you again, can you name the random reasons real quick that I got mad at WuWa? I just want to hear what you think the random reasons are. Please. Can I hear it? I just want to know. Because someone like you came in this chat a week ago and they went completely silent after I asked them that. So I want to see if you can actually name something.
We can do anything.
WuWa pulls are too low when it's high? No, it isn't. Hating shit for Hoyo community does worse? What?
I'm still here.
Saying Hoyo's more generous? They gave us 3 limited 5 stars this year. What do you want me to say? They are. What do you want me to fucking say? Hoyo isn't putting best in slot new teammates together in the same patch. Chacona and Cartethia back-to-back banners. Fucking Augusta and Yuno are also back-to-back banners. Like, what do you want me to say? Trash limited 5 stars? Okay, yeah, this is just rage bait. You're getting banned. Another person who can't accept any facts. Nice. Another one. Another one who can't name fucking anything. Oh my god. Every time, man. They can't name anything, man.
We can do anything.
With this divine power, I reforge all things. Friends? Indulge yourselves!
How long until next account? He just keeps logging into different Google accounts. So probably soon. Probably has a lot of Gmails connected. I can just tell by the account names that they're linked to emails.
We can do it. We can do anything.
With this divine power, I reforge all things.
Oh yeah, T0 DPS, a T0 sustain, probably the strongest general sustain in the game. And a T0.5 Harmony who completely trivializes APOC. Yeah, those limited 5-star characters are trash, guys. Useless.
Watch over you, guide you on your path.
Yup, there's another ban. Come back on another account.
I reforge all things.
I got peer pressured by the entire WuWa community during the anniversary to quit content creation, and I didn't. I don't know why you think any fucking internet peer pressure would make me stop making videos.
We can do it. We can do anything.
With this divine power, I reforge all things. Insanity. To the soul. Serenity is before me. With this divine power, I reforge all things. Insanity.
Oh. Oh wait. Never mind. She wants outgoing healing. Fuck. I'll still lock it. Oh wait. Does it have break? Dope.
Watch over you. Guide you on your path.
I choose you. We can do anything.
With this divine power, I reforge all things. To the soul. Insanity. My friend?
Oh yeah, that's 100% a thing. The elitists care more about being better than Hoyo than seeing the game actually improve. Like, do you understand how stupid it is that I am someone who played WuWa on launch, right? I played WuWa on launch. I made my channel off of WuWa. I got my first 1K subs off of WuWa content and glazing WuWa. Talking my top video on my channel is why WuWa made me quit Genshin. Because Genshin felt so fucking ass after I played WuWa. And people think I'm a Hoyo shill. Like, I'm genuinely in disbelief at how stupid people can be.
Watch over you. Guide you on your path.
We can do it.
Confidence.
We can do anything.
To the soul. With this divine power, I reforge all things.
Wonder when his fourth is soon, considering how long he's taking. He probably already went through all his Google accounts. So he's probably trying to make a new one right now. So that's why he's taking longer. Re-rolling YouTube account is crazy, yeah. There we go. Oh. Do I have rewards or something? Oh yeah. I'll do it later. What do you do after you get E6 Anoxa on your Anoxa account? Just focus on a second team. That's about it. Not really anything else I can do. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like smiling. You guys can't see me because obviously I don't have a face cam. I've actually, I actually do kind of find it funny because I know I'm wasting this guy's time, and like knowing I'm like this rent free in someone's head is actually hilarious to me. I hope he keeps making more accounts. At this point, it's actually funny. Pull E2 Don Hung for your E6 Anoxa? Fuck no. What the hell? Why would I ever pull E2 Don Hung for my E6 Anoxa? That is not necessary in the slightest. Especially now that they butchered the implant weakness. Would you ever go face cam? Probably not. I don't have any reason to. It also costs like a decent amount of money for a good webcam. So maybe it would have to be some fucking joyous occasion or something. Seeing someone make multiple accounts just to hate on a CCE is mental illness. Well, that's how you know. Like, this is how seriously they take defending a $1 billion company. They don't care about the game improving. They don't care to see shit for how it is. They just attack anyone who says any criticisms for their favorite game. And it matters so much to them that they'll go out of their way, waste the free time they have to make multiple accounts to hate on me when it does nothing. Like, this does and accomplishes nothing. Like, it's just wasting your time to waste your time out of emotional anger. It's like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there he is. Hey, come back on another account, my friend. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting. Me and the chat are waiting, man. Just go make another one. Mm. I already have E1 Tribby. I'm not gonna pull E1 Robin. Let him talk though? No. It makes him more angry if I don't let him talk. So I'd rather keep banning him. No, I don't want to give him multiple messages. I just want him to be as angry as possible. How do you think HSR can improve the relic system? Make planar damage boost universal damage boost. Which they'll never do. But that's literally the main issue I have with this game. Once you get E6 on Noxa, you should do a video on most flexible E6 DPS characters. The most flexible E6 DPS character is only Anoxa though. Like, he's really the only one you can give that title. Because Anoxa at E6 gives like more buffs than a Harmony does. Just obviously with no action events. So like with Lycone, he puts 12% defense reduction. E1 at 16, so a total of 28% defense reduction, 20% res reduction, and a 50% damage boost to the entire team no matter what he's in. So that's really solid buffs. Basically harmony levels. Every other character's E6 is basically just increasing their own damage. I mean, it should work. I just don't think it'll be like the best. You know what I'm saying? Evernight's Lycone. You're losing out on 10% defense shred for her specifically, and I believe the action advance for when the dragon explodes, which does matter. Though maybe I'm proven wrong, and you can just stack that Lycone on everyone or something. Get 80% defense shred. He did, you know, it was a significant nerf, but it wasn't like a massive nerf. Basically, he overall got nerfed by like 13 to 15% in his multipliers. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, the ult got nerfed by 20%, and then I think his normal skills got nerfed by like 10 or like 12.5% or something. So, like, it evens out at like 13 to 15 around there. Anoxa was supposed to stay Nihility and be Acheron's third teammate. Bro, Acheron doesn't need any more teammates, man. I'm going to be completely real with you. I'm so sick of the Acheron Shilling. She's already like the only V2 DPS that has aged like twice as well compared to any other V2 characters. She she doesn't need any more Shilling. Actually, no, Fei Xiao also. But like, Acheron is way better when considering old modes than Fei Xiao. So, we Fei Xiao is aging well. I mean, Fei Xiao was always ahead of her time, though. Like, that's the thing. Fei Xiao was literally the entire reason this game got its bad rep for HP inflation. The same patch Fei Xiao dropped, the HP inflation got the worst increase I think the game has ever seen. So, like, I literally remember I used to be clueless, right? When I first started making content on this game and, like, looking at, what's it called? Like, leaks and shit. Even when I was, like, really bad back then, I could just use Fei Xiao, E0S0 Robin, and E0S0 Avin, and I got my first zero cycle. That easily. I didn't even have to try. So Fei Xiao was like incredibly overpowered for the time, in my opinion. I don't care, bro. Ugh. What do you say, March Lycone is worth it over her E1 now after V3? Depends on the situation. In lower target scenarios, the E1 is just going to be better. But in higher target scenarios, I think the Lycone has for sure its value. It helps Cassie charge more because of the max HP increase. It, on average, increases the team's overall damage output by probably like 15%. So, yeah, it's just a matter. Hyacine Lycone on March? Probably not. No. Hyacine's Lycone doesn't have a max HP increase. It just has a speed increase. And March doesn't really need that much speed. Gabimaru drama? I make way less drama content than I used to. Cyrene Gacha Lycone is an option? Yeah, it is. But like, I feel like most people would already be using that for Hyacine instead. If they have one without her Lycone. Are there any calcs for V3? No, it's just way too early. Probably not. Way too fucking early. There's barely any gameplays out to begin with. Most of your content isn't drama, it's just opinion. Yeah, but people label any criticisms you give for anything drama these days. So that's why I just call it that, since people see it that way. It's just the sad part. People will see any criticisms about anything as drama. So it's just miserable, man. This gotcha space is so fucking soft to criticisms about their favorite games. And I know like other communities can obviously be the same, but genuinely gotcha just seems to be the softest. Will you do a drunk stream? I don't drink. So, no. I like Evernight's animations. They aren't anything too crazy, but I do think, like, I've seen them get overhated quite a bit, but I don't know what people expected. People thought she'd get the Faint on Cassie treatment, but it was pretty unlikely. I mean, I'm not even using any of my money on Gacha currently. All of my Gacha accounts for the last over a month haven't had like a monthly pass or like any of that. I can hear you drinking. That's Coke Zero, my friend. It's not actually, you know what I'm saying? like beer or anything. I wouldn't get E2 Cassie at all. I really would prioritize like March and Cyrene instead. Since those are two characters that can give like a good team DPS increase, Cassie Eidolons are only going to increase her own damage, right? Like, this is why I have no problem recommending Eidolons for Phanon. He's literally the only one who does anything in his team, right? Like, the team's damage output is literally just Phanon's damage output. So, you get E2, and it's a direct translation to an overall team DPS increase. This doesn't really apply to Cassie, because the entire team is sub DPSs and, like, buffers. Mass reporting your channel? No one cares, bro.
All things
Mass applying for a job? Yeah. I don't see the account because I just banned it. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Mic off. Mic feedback off.
All things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence.
Mic on. Mic feedback on.
Oh, there we go. Abimaru sleeps with his siblings. I haven't seen my siblings in half a decade. Oh. Mm. I'm not eating food. I'm just munching on ice from my Coke Zero. Ice muncher. The thing is, reporting YouTube videos blindly doesn't even do anything. Like, no offense, do people think they're like the first to try and mass report this channel? If there's nothing wrong with the videos, they can't do anything about it. And I already mark all of my videos as 18 plus. I think people are just stupid. You can just tell when someone is like a kid. They don't know how YouTube works at all. Mm. We hate kids. Ugh. Still going to My Day, or you switched on someone else? I don't actually get into My Day all that much. My Day is just like one of the few characters in anime I actually like. My taste in like fictional characters really doesn't translate to IRL at all. Because I just don't like men at all in real life. But I don't know. I just like My Day a lot. I mainly just go into women. You did goon once? Yeah. Are you bi? No, I don't think so, because I don't like dudes in real life. Do you have male friends? Bro, what is with all these questions, bro? I'm just gonna stop answering them. Like, obviously. Fiction doesn't affect reality? I mean, if it did, half the world's population would be murderers because of shooter games, so. No, I'm not bald. Fuck. The bald questions. Nice Hirokomata. That was a lore drop for sure. No, Don Hung's still good. He's just not as broken as he used to be. Hair reveal? He's mid? I wouldn't even say Don Hung's mid. People are probably just mad that they had certain DPSs and this energy like kind of got fucked. He's still incredibly good. To call him mid is like a pretty big understatement in all honesty. Any team that uses Sunday is going to love using Don Hung. I just have no like reason to do a face reveal. Like I don't even get why people do face reveals in the first place most of the time. Like I just never cared for this shit, man. I don't really know why people want to see my face so badly as well. Like face reveals are almost always just people looking for like attention and like probably wanting their community to like hype them up or something when they reveal their face. Like I just don't have any reason to do that, man. I don't care. Bald spot? I mean, maybe I do have one and I just haven't seen it, but I'm quite confident I'm not balding. No one in my family is balding, so the chances of me balding are low as shit. I'd have to be the first in the bloodline. I think it's for parasocial farming. I mean, probably. Lucky? Lucky what? People want anonymity to look at VTubers? Yeah. Like, if I used a capybara VTuber, I'm sure even that alone would be able to increase my views a lot. Like, I've noticed this quite often. Like, some of the most popular, people who make, like, HSR leaks content as of recent, they all have, like, some character on the screen that distracts people, and it just instantly boosts their views and engagement. Because people can actually, like, I don't know, feel like they're seeing, a bit into the person. So I know if I got like a VTuber or whatever the fuck, or like even if I just showed my face, I get way more fucking views. I just don't feel like it, man. I prefer to have less viewers. Like, I've been pretty open about this before, but I don't really need the money I make off of YouTube. Otherwise, I would have already like started spamming sponsorships like months ago. I just do YouTube because it's fun, and I'd much rather have like a small niche community than like a overly sized one. You know what I'm saying? I do like having less viewers, especially on stream too. Like there are some streams where I would just end because there were too many people. Do you think E0's stainless Phanon will fall off in the future? Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, it depends. If you do the rotation right, you can get 2 Phanon ults. Like, the thing is, most E0 Phanons to stainless currently can only need 1 ult. So, like, HP inflation needs to nearly double. You can get sponsors covering leaks. Yeah, you can get sponsored by, maybe not by, like, Hoyo themselves, but, like, the one you'll see most often is, like, LD Shop and, Loot Bar. They don't really care what content you cover so long as it's like the game. You can get sponsored by them. There are so many people who do leaks that are sponsored by them. You treat YouTube like a diary? Yeah. Like I just put my opinions out here. Not gonna lie, I also don't like becoming more known or bigger because it's like this is something that just comes naturally. The bigger you are, the more inclined people are on clicking your video after seeing, the view count or whatever. And this leads to just more and more like dumb people, no offense, right? So, compared to like before the WuWa Annie drama and all that to like now, even in my normal HSR videos, I have to deal with a lot more people who have trouble using their brain compared to before. Like way, way more. Can Hoyo sue you for covering leaks? Probably not, no. It's only a problem if you do gameplay videos like Hersher Sentience does. But because I only cover kit leaks and like it's basically just text on paper, I can't get banned. That's why I'm always careful and I delete streams if there's like leak content on it, is because that's what actually can get you in trouble. Those sponsors are shady. I mean, they work. I used LD Shop for the $100 on my E2 Phanon. My account is completely fine. So I can say from first-hand experience, after not being sponsored at all, my main account is completely in the clear after buying the $100 pack on that site. I believe Waveman got in trouble just for covering the new character versions. Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure bro is still like actively streaming and recording shit about it. I've never gotten in trouble. I even checked my email. That's why I said I might be wrong, yeah. Like, Waveman still openly has his stream up where he's on HomDG Cat, which shows, like, the Lycone icons and everything. So I really don't think he cares, to be honest. Oh yeah, Jeff only got in trouble once in his life for covering like leaked kits in Genshin, and it was because he accidentally showed actual gameplay before. And that was the one time Genshin actually gave him shit. But since he hasn't done that, he's just been able to normally cover like leaks and calcs and whatever. Genshin doesn't do anything. They really don't care so long as you don't leak gameplay. Like, they just don't care at all. WuWa 3.0 could be pretty solid. I hope WuWa takes after HSR and they start releasing maybe at least like one new limited every year. Like free. You know what I'm saying? I really don't like what they did in version 2. They were pretty stingy. But I think they could turn it around in version 3 because it's second year. I'm just going to hope they increase the rewards. Because I know in PGR, like the DMC collab, they gave away Dante for free. And like the pity was like super fucking good over there. So I hope they just treat WuWa the same. And maybe the first year, the reason they were like not that good in terms of rewards is because they're going to be better in the future years and just constantly improve it. Do you watch any Theory Crafters? No, not really. What else you want? A yacht? Yeah. I mean, it just really isn't that crazy, man. Because of literally, Prolova's single patch dropped the average pulls of WuWa right back to what it was before we got the Annie and Septimon. That's all it took. One patch with incredibly low pulls, and all the extra pulls we got for Annie and Septimon were gone. Like that premium. So, I can't really take it seriously, you know what I'm saying? 3.4 was the best patch to be a new player. Or 3.3 actually, if you like saved your pulls. Either or, to be honest. Triple Harmony rerun, free Archer plus the Archer Lycone, Phanon, blah 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 blah. Like, it was easily the best. I'm actually curious if HSR's average pulls have dropped. Yeah, so like HSR's average pulls per patch is still 105, and I think WuWa's is 108 right now. They really aren't all that different, but HSR gave 3 free limited 5 stars that are all meta. So HSR does take the slight lead because of that, in all honesty. I'll show you guys here in a second. This is the WuWa bookkeeping. It keeps track of all the polls from the previous patches. You can see lowest polls in the history of the game was 2.5. And then the average polls excluding 1.0 is 108. And then HSR bookkeeping is 105. Right? So here's the thing. If we get like not so good polls in the next patch again, this will probably drop down to on the same level as HSR probably. Now, yes, this game has better banner rates. I'm fully aware, but it's like the better banner rates just don't compete against 3 free limited 5 stars. I don't know what to say. They just don't. The biggest problem HSR has isn't its like poll count or anything like that. It's 100%. It's like events and content. Like that's the main complaint people have. Yeah, WuWa has other problems as well. Like WuWa's signature weapon jumps are fucking insane for it only being like a year and a half into the game. Actually less than that, by the way. Less than a year and a half into the game. And like alongside this, at least Hoyo has the little bit of like, how should I say this? You know, lenience in best in slot teams where like they have never dropped 2 characters that are literally like made for each other on the exact same patch. Like a designated support with their designated DPS on the same patch. It's literally never happened. It's never happened in this game. Like Chacona, Cartethia were back to back. Augusta back to back. There's probably another case I just don't fucking remember. But yeah, WuWa is crazy with its banner placements. I mean, we're even seeing it now too, where it's like they're giving an extra 20 pulls, but the extra 20 pulls are locked until the triple banner is gone on the first half that has SK, which is like, I don't care. I have an S2 SK. I got incredibly lucky with SK. Sunday Phanon? Sunday, no. It's different if it's reruns. I don't have as
Battery
much
low.
oh, low battery. But I don't have much of an issue if it's reruns. It's the fact that Sunday is best in slot for half the teams in the game, while is literally only best in slot for like Augusta. That's the difference in my opinion. I have no issues with like a best in slot support with a best in slot DPS, but the way WuWa goes about it is they go out of their way to make specific supports only good for 1 or 2 DPSs so that they can be easily replaceable for any future teams. And they can keep selling teams in bundles, which I really fucking hate. Gabby got debunked in few seconds. What are you talking about, man? Mm. How is for Gion? Just pull Chacona, bro. I'm gonna be honest, just pull Chacona. I think that has to be the weirdest thing about this. I think Chacona has more value for a lot of teams than actually does. And Chacona was made for cart and like arrow erosion. It's so weird, bro. What you guys need to understand is every single DPS in the game is missing out on 40% amp from Yuno's kit, and Augusta is the only one who can use it. And even though Augusta can take advantage of this 40% amp, she's only like 15% better, 16% better than Mortefi. So, if even Augusta with like that extra buff doesn't have an insane advantage over Mortefi, you can imagine other teams it's even closer. Like there's just no point in pulling over just using Mortefi, gonna be completely honest. I think the funniest part about this is when there were originally leaks and I'd talk about like being made for Augusta, everybody would get mad at me for saying this and try and correct me in the comments by saying best in slot for Gian, and like she's gonna be this general heavy attack buffer, just for her to end up being so fucking shit outside of Augusta teams or main DPS. Like, oh my god, people never learn, bro. Gian is washed. I mean, to be fair, WuWa's power creep isn't that bad. Like, I gotta say, Gian is doing decently still, which I appreciate. It's just that they're predatory in different ways, right? Like, it always just goes back around to this. HSR's way of, incentivizing you to pull characters is the power creep and HV inflation. In HSR, it's literally just restricting kits. They straight up just restrict kits, which is kind of annoying. Or sorry, in WuWa they restrict kits. Seems like it's just better to pull S2 SK instead of as Sig. For Augusta? Why wouldn't you just pull sequences for Augusta? S2 SK isn't like that crazy, it's just an attack buff. I mean, the biggest problem with earlier WuWa characters is just... I'm gonna be honest, the problem isn't TOA, it's Whimpering Wastes. Like, I think, in all honesty, what people should look at, and it's kind of the opposite, right? Like in HSR, Pure Fiction is the easiest mode, MLC is the hardest. But as of current, in WuWa, Whimpering Waste is way more difficult for the version 1 characters than TOA is. This is obviously going to change when they add 2 more hazard floors, so like average players are going to have to pull another new team. But in terms of just general difficulty, it's always Whimpering Wastes. Whimpering Waste is noticeably more difficult than TOA. Like, you guys need to understand the fact that average players are struggling to clear with V1 DPSs in Whimpering Waste after only like 2 resets leading to 100% HP inflation is bonkers. Like, I've gone over it before. HSR has never had that big of HP inflation ever. I don't know what they're thinking with Whimpering Waste. I'll be back in a second, guys.
Mic off. Mic feedback off.
All things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence. All things are connected by origin.
Mic on. Mic feedback on.
I want to go to the bathroom, but it's being hogged by my family. Yeah, Maple. Or Malpy. Pretty sad. I didn't realize it until someone said it in my comments. This is Phaedon's fault, but I can't prove it. True. Caramel popcorn? Yeah, I like caramel popcorn. I haven't had it in fucking forever, though. What about butter and salt popcorn? I mean, I like that as well. I have E1 caster. Should I go E2 or E0 Evernight? E2 Cassie probably. If you're at E1. I mean, who cares about 0 AV though? Like 0 AV is such like a bullshit metric for clearing endgame content. Like so much of Phenon's Doom posting when he first came out was all about 0 AV like APOC clears, and obviously Zolza was mostly trolling, but like people deadass took this seriously. Like, do you people not realize like he's still the second strongest in the game, right? Like, it doesn't matter if he can't 0 AV. Even then, I'm pretty sure Phenon does have a 0 AV in this current APOC, if I remember correctly. Or like close to it. Who wouldn't like a challenge? I mean, the fucking necessary steps you need to take on a so-called challenge is basically 0.01% of the player base to actually have a specific team for 0 AV. That's the problem. So that's why most people it doesn't matter. 0 cycles can be achieved by like anyone. 0 AV is a completely different story. Yeah, Milpy. Milpy, by the way, am I wrong in thinking this? Or is like, isn't the new endgame kind of close to MOC? Because every cycle in that new endgame, like, it starts off with like 300, like, it has double the AV in a cycle. So, like, 2 cycles there is 4 cycles in MOC, when 5 is already kind of used as the standard. Or am I tripping for thinking that way? Is there, like, normal AV after the first one or something? Do you watch Zolza? No, not really. Maybe every once in a while when she pops up, but like not lately at all. I haven't been watching any gotcha content creators. Whoa, whoa, my goat still T0. Isn't whoa, whoa only best in slot as a sustain for Eggy though? And maybe Saber? I wouldn't say she's the GOAT. I mean, she's for sure aged well. But in my opinion, Gallagher has aged better than WuWa. Maybe that's just me, though. Isn't she best in slot for Dot? Maybe. Depends what Dot team you're running. If you have triple Dot, then yes. But if you run like Kafka Heislands with Tribby, I'm pretty sure Hyacine overtakes over WuWa. Could be wrong though. I see. Cycles don't reset per wave there. Unlike MOC where cycles reset per wave. Oh, I see. Thank you. Damn. Wait, that actually sucks. Yeah, that makes it harder. I think WuWa heals pretty well. Fuck no. I also have to say, in a triple dot team where you want to skill as much as possible, using WuWa has to feel like absolute shit. Thank God they added SP Gen into Heisland's base kit. Otherwise, it would feel so bad. No, RMC isn't better than Tribby. $43 million HP on the first bar of Lygus, yeah. To be fair, because of the 50% vulnerability he applies on himself, the effective HP is probably like noticeably lower, but yeah, Cassie and Phanon are the only ones who can clear it at like understandable cost. I was watching MailP's My Day run, and I just sat there like, fuck, man. 'Cause I know I'm cucking my E2 My Day by not pulling E1 Tribby. I'm just gonna hope Cyrene's better than Tribby so I can like pull Cyrene. However, the E1 and S1 Hyacine is more questionable. I don't know. Because I'm replacing his ass anyways with the Sakura the second she drops. He will be trust? Yeah, maybe. I was talking about it earlier, but because Everknight's Memoria stacking kind of got nerfed, I think it's more likely that Cyrene does have an HP burn mechanic. Hopefully not locked behind Lycone like fucking Hyacine. I have a feeling Cyrene might be a little better than RMC, but not by much. If Cyrene isn't better than RMC by much, then she's just gonna be worse than Tribby. So that's simply not on the table. For her to replace Tribby in a Cassie team, she needs to have sub DPS at minimum on the level of Tribby with just better unsaturated buffs. which would also make her better than Tribby and like a bunch of other teams. This reminds me of like when people couldn't imagine Tribby being better than Robin, and so there was a bunch of cope about like, you know, Tribby can't live up to Robin, but these days Tribby just has way better value than Robin. Like, you people can't imagine it until it happens, and it's gonna happen. Cyrene has way more lore importance than Tribby could ever have. She is way more hype too. I didn't know Tribby was that broken. Well, like, it's just her sub DPS. Like, Tribby's sub DPS is very, very noticeable. So, it can make up for the worst action advance. And then she gives Res Pen and Vulnerability, which are like two of the rarest buffs in the game before True Damage got added. So, don't even get me started on the E1. That E1 is disgusting. Oh, for sure, Milpy, yeah. I saw a lot of the interactions. Including, like, I was gonna pull Don Hung E1 maybe on my Anoxa account on his rerun or whatever, but now it's a little more questionable. Cyrene giving a special buff to every Chrysos hair isn't gonna save my day at all, because the gap will remain the same, since she's also buffing every other DPS and M4s. So, like, the gap between my day and the other DPSs will just remain the same. What matters is whether or not she has an HP burn mechanic, which, like, that's something that can actually benefit my day. How would Cyrene buff Cypher? Speed buff. I don't even think you'd use Cypher and Cyrene on the same team, though. It's kind of weird putting two team buffers on the same team, unless you're running sustainless. The My Day cope never ends. I've already come to, like, a close that my day just isn't worth investing in, bro. I'm gonna be honest. My day needs like double the cost compared to Phanon to clear that Lygus mode 3-star. I'd rather just invest in a new team, bro. It's over. Which Amphorius characters you think is easy to build? Easy to build? Probably Tribby. Tribby's pretty easy to build. Hyacine is also pretty easy to build. Her relic requirements aren't all that high. Cypher, if you have her Lycone, is like incredibly easy to build, I'm pretty sure. It's mainly just the supports. The support characters are way easier to build than the actual DPSs. Yeah, Cass is probably the easiest DPS to build. Actually, no, March main DPS might be the easiest now. Because March has a lot of inbuilt crit rate and crit damage in her kit. So, like, you don't really need to stress too much when it comes to building her. Anoxa, I wouldn't say Anoxa is easy to build. Because Anoxa wants 3 stats. Like, because of how attack hungry this guy is, you no longer want, like, just crit rate, crit damage, speed. You're looking for crit rate, crit damage, speed, and attack percent. Like, all 4 of those substats matter equally as much in his team. Anoxa is, like, one of the more annoying ones, in my opinion. Like, I went to Fribbles the other day to check this Anoxa, and when I saw, like, what roles would matter most, this guy wants attack percent almost as much as he wants crit damage. So it's like, oh shit. Like, I actually need to worry about, like, getting attack percent rolls too.
All things are connected by origin and are made of the same essence.
Mm. I mean, that's up to you, Levi. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But if Anon doesn't need Saridra at all, especially at E2, it's just up to you, man. Do you want to drop all that for the Cassie Premium team? I know 70,000 Jade sounds like a lot, but if you lose 1 or 2 50/50s, you might not even be able to afford the entire Premium team. So, like, keep that in mind. Saridra pulling advice is to wait for more Cyrene leaks. Yeah, there's that as well. Like, I can't stress it enough. Tribby is already leagues better at buffing Phanon compared to Saridra. Saridra has one slight advantage, which is like during the enhanced meteors, but especially at E2 Phanon, a lot more of his damage output is spread outside of just enhanced meteors. And this is like what led to the whole Saridra loses value, or like more value than she already has at E2 Phanon. So if Cyrene can give true damage and like Respen, which are also basically unsaturated unless you have E2 Phanon, and she has like a special buff for every Chrysos Air, she can 100% overtake Tribby and be even further better or like on the same level as Ceredra. Right. 100% a possibility. Cyrene Beta is after 3.5. You can just pull Ceredra on a rerun. E2 Phanon is the way higher priority anyways. This is how it should always be. You prioritize E2 Phanon, skip Ceredra so you can see Cyrene Beta. Ceredra reruns in 3.8 or 4.0. Like, eh, that should be fine. I think Cyrene should have like core flame gen for Phanon as well, because I believe on one of the leaks on like Hamdi GCat that are reliable for Cyrene, one of them is that she has memo sprite skills that can target allies. So should be able to generate some type of core flame, unlike Tribi, who I believe generates like none at all for Phanon. Also, I'd also like to add there's another leak. You know, we don't know if it's true, but that she might have some relatability to ER gen. So if that's also true, that's more core flame for Phanon. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I need Cyrene bad. I mean, she's not even that far. Her drip is like 2 weeks away, and Heislin's banner is gone in a week, and so we have a month away. We're a month away from Cyrene beta. We're pretty close at this point. Ceredra, in my opinion, only has value for whales. And the reason I say this is, once you get E1 Ceredra, this allows you to run like an AoE support with shit core flame generation as the 4 slot and sustainless a lot more comfortably compared to before. So her E1 is what makes her like super valuable for Phaedon in my opinion, and not so much her E0. That's just my opinion though. Yeah, that too. Like in the new mode, she's also more valuable in that. Cyrene will probably have a more broken E1 than both Tribi and Robin. It's pretty likely. The fact that she's like 6 patches apart from Tribi, which is like nearing a year, at this point they can just introduce the power creep in E1. Because like the difference in patches between Robin and Tribi, Robin came out in 2.2, right? So 5 to 2.7, yeah. So Robin and Tribby are like 6 or 7 patches apart, and Tribby is 6 patches apart from Cyrene. So it's kind of the same, nearly the same time frame. I really just wouldn't be surprised if she had a broken SE1. Gonna be real. Like more than Tribby's. I think she might have an E1 like Sundays, by the way. Which maybe would end up being not so good. Or it's like memo sprites. But I could be wrong. A team buffer has never had that before. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I think I've yapped on long enough. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night.